Magpapayag ko. Magpapayag ko.
Sige na, bata.
Wow. Okay.
Manny Pacquiao's decision to step back into the ring against PacquiaoBarios has raised a lot of eyebrows. At 46 years old and having been out of action since 2021, the legendary 8-division world champ is making a surprising comeback, aiming for the WBC welterweight title. Even though he hasn't been ranked in years, recent training videos show he still has that trademark speed and sharpness, reminding fans of the old Pacquiao. But doubts are everywhere. Many in the boxing community wonder if he truly has what it takes or if this is just a last attempt to cash in before calling it quits for good.
Shit with Pacquiao and Barrios, man. Mauricio just want those little sanctioning fees, man. That's all it is. They just want a little sanctioning fees off that Pacquiao purse. I'm not with it. I don't think it's cool. You know, there's other people that kind of deserve that a little better. I personally wanted Boots and Barrios to clash. You know, he got a fight on the way. You know what I'm saying? But it's just stupid. I don't see the fucking point in that fight at all. I mean, if it happens, it happens. At the end of the day, he was a generational talent.
The WBC has stirred controversy by ranking Manny Pacquiao at number 5, despite his long absence from the ring. Many see it as an unfair move, giving him a shortcut to a title shot that other fighters have to grind years for. One of the loudest critics is former champ Hatton, who didn't hold back. He warned that letting a nearly 50-year-old retiree jump straight into the title scene without any warm-up fight sends the wrong message and could be dangerous. Still, this is Manny Pacquiao we're talking about, a man who's made a career out of defying the odds. The big question now, can he do it one more time?
Surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and, you know, try his best. That's what Manny, one thing I always learned with Manny is to do 110%. Try your best no matter what. So, yeah, he's going to give it his all. He's going to be calm by the time, but by the time it's hard, and it's very hard watching him fight Lucas. You could see it, and then watching the exhibition he had with the Korean guy.
Physically, Pacquiao isn't the same fighter he used to be. In his last official fight, a decisive loss to Jordanis Ugas, the signs were clear. His once blazing speed had slowed, and his legs, which used to drive his non-stop, unpredictable style, just didn't have the same bounce. After the fight, Pacquiao blamed calf cramps, but most fans and analysts saw it differently. To them, it was simply age catching up, something even legends can't outrun. Recent training clips have sparked more concern than confidence. Sure, Pacquiao's hands still fire with the speed and accuracy that once terrorized opponents, but his footwork, a key part of his fighting style, seems noticeably slower. Fans haven't held back. Comments like, "His legs are gone," and "He got tired," first time I've ever seen that just from hitting the bags, are becoming common. And they highlight the real issue here. It's not just about how fast his hands still are, it's whether his body can handle the pace and pressure of a full 12-round fight against a younger, fresher opponent.
100% disrespect. This is a clown fight. This is a more clown fight than the Jake Paul Mike Tyson. This is an outrage. People should be up in arms about this fight. This is so disrespectful. Barrios loses this fight, he should quit boxing. You let Manny Pacquiao, an old dude who stopped boxing, and then you're his first fight back? You are disrespectful as a champ.
PacquiaoBarios, despite his imperfections, is no pushover. At 29, he's in his prime, strong, aggressive, and always moving forward, looking to wear opponents down with steady pressure. On paper, that style seems like a good match for Pacquiao, who's made a career out of punishing pressure fighters with sharp counters. But that was 10 years ago. Back then, Pacquiao could move around the ring effortlessly for 12 rounds. Now, against a younger, fresher opponent, those same strategies could backfire, leaving him open and vulnerable.
For PacquiaoBarios' WBC, but here it is. Manny Pacquiao, what he's done, what he's given us throughout the years. Manny Pacquiao always comes to fight. Manny is always going to give us 100% of our money's worth. Win, lose, draw, he gets knocked out or he knocks someone else out, we can always count on Manny to fight. And the other reason is Manny Pacquiao brings money to the sport of boxing. He gets everyone paid. He has an entire country behind him, and he's heavily...
Shawn Porter, a former two-time welterweight champ and a respected voice in boxing, recently weighed in with a cautiously hopeful take. On his podcast, Porter said Pacquiao still has a shot, especially if his timing is sharp and that powerful left hand lands clean. He even called the matchup a match made in heaven for Pacquiao, noting that Barrios' aggressive approach could work in Manny's favor, but even with that optimism, Porter didn't ignore the risks. Like everyone else, he knows it's a gamble to count on a 46-year-old to suddenly rewind the clock, and in boxing, that's a big ask.
What's up?
Pacquiao will give any young fighter today problems, bro.
No, I feel
Because these young fighters, they don't fight. Pacquiao does. So I'm just saying.
But this is the point I was going to make. Do you feel it's fair that he's getting a title shot? He's fighting for the world title. It's like, how are you inactive for that long? And now you get to skip the line.
He gets a pass.
He's like, excuse me, scoot over back.
It's Manny Pacquiao. He gets a pass. I think so.
And he lost to Ugas.
On the other hand, veteran trainer Robert Garcia hasn't minced words about Pacquiao's comeback. In a recent interview, Garcia voiced real concern, noting that Barrios isn't just younger, he's also stronger and more physically imposing. Garcia, who's worked with champions across multiple weight classes, understands the risks of throwing an aging fighter into the ring with a motivated, hungry opponent. Hopefully he gets in really good shape, Garcia said, but I don't see things going right for Manny at this point. His take reflects a growing worry across the boxing world, that Pacquiao, no matter how legendary his career, may be stepping into a fight that could hurt more than just his health. It could leave a lasting mark on his legacy.
Looking at his last fight versus Ugas, the last real fight, bro, that was in 2021. That was 4 years ago. Manny Pacquiao's legs were horrible in that fight. Looked like he was stuck in the mud. He was slow. He couldn't get out the way of a right hand to save his life. What is 4 years going to change? 4 years will make him worse. If he hasn't been actively training and facing real competition in the gym, bro, he is going to get cooked by PacquiaoBarios.
There's also growing speculation that money might be behind Pacquiao's return. Despite being one of boxing's highest earners, rumors about his financial situation have circulated for years. He owns several properties, including a lavish mansion in Beverly Hills, but as many in boxing know, flashy assets don't always mean long-term financial security. It's not uncommon for even the richest fighters to step back into the ring, either chasing the adrenaline or trying to recover lost wealth. Pacquiao's team insists he's financially stable, but the timing of this comeback has only added fuel to the doubts. For some, it's hard not to wonder if this is more about money than legacy.
What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing today, innit? To be honest with you, boxing's, you know, if you can let 58-year-old Mike Tyson box a Jake Paul, then, well, Manny Pacquiao going back at 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But Manny is coming back, though. You know, Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul. Manny's coming back fighting for the world title. But, and I say this with love, you know, how has Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't. He's got that on our previous successes, hasn't he? You know,
Pacquiao supporters often point to Bernard Hopkins as proof that age isn't always the end. After all, Hopkins won a world title at 49. But there's a key difference. Hopkins never really left the sport. He stayed in top shape and remained active between fights. Pacquiao, on the other hand, has been focused on his political career and far removed from the day-to-day demands of training. That gap makes this return to boxing far more risky. Still, the countdown is on. All eyes are on July 19th. Pacquiao is back in the gym, his hands still lightning fast for his age, but this time, the noise of doubt is louder than ever.
At his age, 46 years old, to come out of retirement after 4 years out of the game, after 6 years since winning a fight, this also being his second fight, professional fight, in that same span of time, 7 years, 6 years, 7 years. It's a real shame that he feels the need. Look, he probably lost a lot of money in that political campaign. That's not ideal, right? He probably spent a lot of money on that, drew a lot of money out of his bank account. But it's a shame that a boxer who made, let's be honest, about $500 million over the course of his